Hi guys, I'm back again today with a continuation to our Netherlands biking around, and this is day 4. So we did 1, 2, 3, and now it's day 4. So if the sound is different, I'm using my iPhone microphone because somebody said it's better than my actual microphone. So let me know which one you prefer, this sound or yesterday's video sound. Let me know, compare the two and leave me in the comments so that you will see, so that we can choose which one to use. But anyways, the reason why I don't use my iPhone is because it doesn't have noise cancellation, so you can hear everything that goes around. So if there's cars, there's barking, there's whatever, there's knocking, you can hear everything. You guys let me know if you prefer to hear the outside world as well. Well, yeah, before we do start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's go straight into day 4.
Just a short train ride from the beautiful city of Utrecht is a place called Houten. Filled with beautiful bike lanes, parks, and homes, Houten isn't just a 15-minute city, it is the 15-minute city. It is day number 4, and I am starting my morning in Gouda, aka Gouda, aka Gouda. And the route I am taking today will see me to a place I've been wanting to visit for a long time, Utrecht. But along the way, I will take an extended stop in a little-known place, at least out of urbanist circles, Houten. Now, I am doing it a bit differently today and shuffling around the timeline because I really wanted to talk about Houten first. If you'd like the classic linear experience, then please like this video and head to the description for a link to the normal timeline version. For the rest of you, like the video anyway, let's go to Houten. Firstly, let's address the Bigfoot in the room, the 15-minute city conspiracy theory. This conspiracy theory was born out of the COVID pandemic, and without going too deep into the weeds, suggests that a 15-minute city is one where residents would be required to have digital IDs and remain within a 15-minute distance from their homes. If they ventured beyond this limit, they would be monitored and potentially targeted, like in some kind of futuristic police state, which is, strictly speaking, far removed from the actual definition and purpose of a 15-minute city. Simply put, a 15-minute city, sometimes called 20-minute neighborhoods, is an urban planning concept originally coined by Carlos Moreno. Basically, all essential services and amenities like grocery stores, healthcare, schools, parks, work, and other regular needs are reachable within a 15-minute bike ride, transit ride, or walk.
Get it?
The aim is to improve quality of life by reducing dependence on cars and promoting healthier lifestyles. Houten fits the bill. Parks, ponds, and recreational facilities are spread throughout the city. There's dentists, schools, grocery stores, boring office parks, cafes, and even a movie theater. It's very walkable. You're never further than 2 kilometers from a train station, and you can literally bike from one end of town to the other in 15 minutes. Houten is the quintessential 15-minute city. While it may not be unique in the Netherlands or around the world for fitting the criteria of a 15-minute city, what sets it apart is that while other cities have been retrofitted, Houten was built from the ground up for the bicycle and to inevitably take the place as the 15-minute city poster child. Before, a small village stood here, dating back centuries, and the Houten of today didn't really begin to take shape until the late 70s. The aim was to build a bedroom town to meet the needs of the growing city of Utrecht. The project was led by urban planner and designer Robert Dirks, who began the decades-long process of building the ultimate cycling city. By the end of the 20th century, the population of Houten had reached over 30,000, with a lovely town center complete with a train station that could not only get you to Utrecht in under 15 minutes, but also to the heart of Amsterdam in under an hour. In the following decades, Houten South was developed, which has helped the population grow to its now over 50,000 figure, adding a second town center with its own train station, Houten Castellum, named after the nearby medieval tower. And while the old village has since been swallowed up, it still exists in its own town center, with many of the old buildings still standing today. Though both North and South share many design characteristics, there are some notable differences. First and most obvious are the architecture choices. You can clearly see the age in the north compared to the new shiny south. Also, the green spaces are naturally much more mature in the north, but their implementations are quite different. specifically talking about the greenways. The north spans east to west, creating a linear park that will see you right through the town center. This path is truly stunning, and just look at it. Come on. The south feels a bit more sterile, in part by the perpendicular lines of trees, but also something you can't unsee once you notice are the rows forming a pentagonal shape around the core. These aren't just lovely places to walk or roll, they provide great crosstown connections, which not only act as important pieces of the stellar cycling network, they are key to the way that the design of the city discourages driving. Because these greenways, along with the rail lines and bollards, filter traffic by only allowing bicycles and pedestrians to pass through. Generally speaking, if you wish to cross these lines in a car, you will likely have to make your way to the Figure 8 ring road and Central Boulevard that surrounds the city. This is best illustrated on Google Maps. You can see just how far out of the way one must travel if they choose to drive. Compare that to a bicycle, where you will always have a direct, hassle-free route. Given the choice,
it's true. It looks like it's going from point A to point B, whilst in the car you're like going around almost. Like you could take a straight cut like from here to there because there's a route or route from here to there. But in a car, there's no route or route, however you call it, from going from here to there. So you have to go from this point all around just to get to the other side, right? So I'd rather bike. In that aspect, I'd rather bike. And if even given the choice, I still bike.
Bicycle, where you will always have a direct, hassle-free route. Given the choice, most will cycle. This, along with the wealth of fantastic bike paths, bike streets, and mostly 30km/h citywide speed limit, is how they have created a convenient network that is safe for all ages and abilities. This has led to an over 40% cycling modal share, with more than 60% arriving at train stations by bike. And paired with the continued development, you can understand why Houten is the only double recipient of the Bicycle City Award, winning in 2008 and again in 2018. And to assuage the fears of any car lovers watching, they are still relevant. It's estimated there are about 2 people in Houten for every car. And just look at all the cars parked around the city. Many of them are tucked away behind a facade like a Western movie set, but surface lots can be found, and there are even multi-level parkades next to the North train station. This design simply encourages walking, cycling, and transit use. Folks still use their cars for trips out of and even inside the city, as they still make up around 35% of the modal share. Main routes for either car or bicycle traffic are disentangled to reduce interactions and slow them down when interactions are unavoidable. This is better for everyone. Fewer interactions means it's safe for kids to roam free without worry and allow for better flow of traffic by eliminating traffic lights almost entirely. The only ones I could find were on the ring road. If you haven't noticed already, the homes are pretty typical for a modern development. Townhouses are king, filling out most of the city, apartment buildings here or there, but mostly near town centers, but also a fair amount of single-family homes, some holdovers from the original town, with many newer builds closer to the edge of the city. This is where the 50,000 people of Houten live, with a population density of over 900 per square kilometer. It lands in middle-density suburb territory, similar to places like Palo Alto, California, or the Woodlands in Texas. This is about a fifth of Amsterdam, or for the extreme comparison, 1/30th of Manhattan. And apart from the interesting architecture and the typical urbanist things that get my motor running, Houten is a pretty boring place. But that's kind of the point, and it's why I love it. Not just because I believe it to be the perfect example of a 15-minute city, but because it shows us how the Dutch urbanist values can be used to create brand new places that are not only a pleasure to be in, but is the definitive answer to the stereotypical car-centric suburban greenfield development in North America. That's a mouthful. But do you want to raise your kids here or here? If Rotterdam taught us that we can turn our car-centric cities into amazing places for people, Houten shows us that our bedroom towns or exurbs can be built for people where the car doesn't dominate and is truly a wonderful place to...
What about a home tour of like the Netherlands or Germany, Finland, like all the countries that we've reacted to? A home tour video reaction would be great, because I don't know how they look like. I think we've seen an apartment or a house, I don't know what's called, I forget, was it Germany or Netherlands? No, Sweden maybe. But their home was like stairs, and then the guy's place, and then upstairs is his mom's place, which we didn't get to see either. So that's the only concept of a home that I've seen, I think, of Europe. The only other thing we've seen is the student apartments. So that's all. Like, I don't know how they look like inside. We've seen doors, we've seen windows, but we haven't necessarily seen a layout. So that will be like a great next video to see.
Raise a family, and even grow old. And I think what 12-year resident of Houten, Kylie Van Dam, says really brings it home.
So that this model that people say cannot function, you can't have a modern society without the car dominating, is at worst a lie, and at best a kind of absorbed mistruth. You know?
If you want to hear more of that, check out Active Towns with John Zimmerman. It's a fantastic conversation and actually planted the seed for my visit to Houten. But now it's time to rewind back to Gouda. But before leaving Gouda, I spent the morning checking out the market stalls and visiting the Way House Museum, which was well worth the time. But ultimately, I came back to Camp Housen's syrup waffles, which, as many pointed out, I knew this too, but I just forgot. Gouda is not only the birthplace of the stroopwafel, it is said that it was invented by Camp Housen himself in the early 1800s. But after soaking in the calm energy of the Saturday morning market, I was off.
But I am going in the opposite direction that I'm supposed to today. There was a spot I went by yesterday, but it was pissing rain, and I couldn't bring out my drone for it. I just gotta bring my drone. I'll put some music on it. It's gonna be cool. You're gonna love it. Just cut me off.
I've already used some of this footage, but not this shot of that neat neighborhood I passed on day 3. It was truly a beautiful day, so precautions were taken.
Put the lotion on the skin, or else get the sunburn again.
So I'm really excited for this leg here between Gouda and Utrecht. Is basically the most rural span that I'm going to do in this entire trip. So for most of this trip, it's going to be along country highways like this, or maybe just out in the highway. I don't even know, but I'm excited to find out.
I was looking forward to this route with the hope that I would get to ride a bicycle highway, but for the most part, I was mainly riding edge lane roads and paths adjacent to country highways. Also, this happened.
Oh, I swallowed a bug. That one's gonna live in my lungs for now. Holy I guess that is one downside to biking. Well, I guess the silver lining is extra protein, right?
There was much to see, including the first windmill I happened to notice, plenty of lovely country views, and this adorable little bridge that was actually push-button activated by boaters.
There's one of those mini cars behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but it's keeping speed. So I'm trying to keep up because that thing's burning gas, and if it gets in front of me, it's gonna be a sticky ride.
I managed to keep ahead of that four-wheeled menace and finally found respite from the country highways.
Oh, there we go.
This is a relief. I thought I was gonna be on those shoulder bike lanes for a while. And while, they were better and definitely are better than what we have in North America, which is often just paint on the shoulder. There's just bushes, sometimes wooden posts, and little bump ups, which, let's be honest, it's not stopping a car going 60 kilometers an hour.
And it was here I came across something I'd never seen before, a two-way country road with only room enough for one car and bump outs for drivers to negotiate right of way. But even better was taking a chance to see how flat this country is.
I've never seen that.
Holy. After riding the 2.5 hours from Gouda, coming across some business parks, industrial areas, and a questionably named store, I finally reached the outskirts of Houten, where I crossed one of the many beautiful bridges and canal-side paths to take the underpass into the old center of Houten. And we'll skip this part.
So I spent quite a bit of time in Houten, but I'm just headed to my place of stay tonight, which is just outside Utrecht. And then if I'm feeling like it, I'll go into the city tonight.
This was without a doubt the best part of the ride today. Just lovely countryside paths.
Ooh, look at that.
This looks like the station out of, what's that movie?
Spirited Away? Oh, this is amazing. Holy.
But it turned out to be a different kind of holy shit, because the place I was supposed to stay was more like a prison. But I would still get to spend some time in Utrecht. Off I went to what might very well be the world's cycling capital. As soon as I got into the city, a light mist fell from the sunny sky, inviting me in, and this is the place you want to live before having the family and moving to Houten. The streets filled with people, the beautiful canals, the restaurants, and oh so many bicycles. Like here at Vredenburg, one of, if not the busiest cycling paths in all of the Netherlands. I've been looking forward to checking this out for a very long time. And this intersection here sees over 30,000 cyclists a day. And that is insane. And if it weren't for the sheer number of people you will see rolling through every minute, I might not believe it. But just steps away from here is the Vredenburg Market, which is one of those places where you once had a public space packed with cars, which is now a place for people. And in the interest of time, I must head back to my hostel, but don't worry, much more of Utrecht on day 5.
Oh my God, I've been biking so much. But today has definitely been the biggest day. I'm at like 90 something kilometers now. I'm almost done, but I couldn't believe it when I looked at how far I've gone. Ridiculous.
It was supposed to be a 50-kilometer day, but the total for the day was over 92 kilometers. So at this point, you can imagine I was pretty tired and ready to call it. But I hit a bit of a snag.
So I went back to my room, which, to be honest, it was pretty gross. And if it wasn't already kind of questionable enough, and someone had put a dirty toilet seat from the bathroom, this nasty bathroom, on my bed in the sheets, and I was like, no. So it's almost 11 p.m. and I'm going to a hotel because you know what? I had a long day and I want to shower and feel comfortable in my bed and sleep.
The silver lining quickly showed itself with 1, I love night riding. 2, I stumbled across a neat feature of the traffic lights here in the evening where they flash yellow instead of make you wait at an empty intersection. And 3, the place I stayed was in the heart of the city. So I was ready for day 5, where I spend most of my time in Utrecht before taking my last long leg back to Amsterdam. Because I really wanted to talk about Houten first. And if you like, I just spilled my water.
Why am I talking to my microphone? But anyways, it's off anyways. It's just here. Yeah, that was fun, but too bad for him because he had to like cycle. He wanted to go to the town and then he cycled back to the hostel and then had to cycle back. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know how far it is, but it looks tiring. But that was great. And I think we're done, right? I think we're done with all days, if I'm not mistaken. We did them in different orders. So if you're wondering like where the other ones are, you know what? I'll try to make a playlist so that you can find it. But I might forget because that's just me. Well, thank you guys for joining and I will see you in the next video. And let me know, camera or microphone. Bye.